can talk a little bit more about what I know about it.
Recorded.
Perfect.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna give them everybody a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. How do you all like this weather? We done went from 70 degrees to 30 degrees.
Temporarily.
It's better than snow. I'll take the cold over snow any day.
I know, right? It did snow Monday, but it didn't stick, thank God.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're able to. I mean, if for some reason your printer's not working, something like that. We have a lot of like the kid case notes. We would just need to type them up, obviously, when we can to get them off of the kids' case.
Well, when we do introductions, I'm going to have you think about this. You know, I always got to have an icebreaker. So what are you looking forward to in the spring? So that's going to be my icebreaker for you. So. I have one real quick announcement. As most of you know, I am trying to turn McLean County blue, and a lot of you have agreed to represent me and represent this agency and represent the children and families of McLean County. But if there are any of you who haven't, please reach out to me because I have bows, I have flyers, I have tip cards, I have coloring pages, I have yard signs, so we can represent the fight against child abuse. And our theme this month is prevention and neglect. So we really focus on the neglect. Usually it's the physical abuse and sexual abuse, but it's a lot more neglect than ever out of the percentages for Illinois. So we kind of want to get that focus out to our community so they can be aware. And so anything you need, you can email me. I'll put my email in the chat, but let me know what you need from me. You can pick it up at my office, you know, because I just can't run around like I used to and give things out because of COVID and all that great stuff. So let me know and I will be happy to supply and just follow up with me.
You know, Dorothy, I was thinking that we're all have backgrounds that we could put bows on so that everybody sees the bows in our meetings that we're all attending.
Yeah, I like that idea. See, this is why Michelle, my vice, she good, isn't she? I think that's a great idea though, Michelle. I would love that. I'm trying to get the communications department to create that Facebook post with the bow on it. So, you know, how you have those different things all year round for happy birthday and holidays. I'm trying to create a frame. I think that's what they call it. And have them do a frame for us as well. Are you joining us?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see you.
She's waving her arms. Can you see her?
Okay. All right, so we have a guest today that we're all excited to hear from. Her name is Kimberly Maddox, and she works with the Regional Office of Education. She's been there since 2010. She runs the Truancy Intervention and Homeless Outreach programs in McLean, Livingston, Logan, and DeWitt counties. Also, she does the school program at the Juvenile Detention Center in McLean County too. She's passionate and driven about bringing meaningful support to our region that enables the students and their families to benefit from their education when at risk for experiencing barriers, especially with homelessness. She's experienced homelessness for the first time at age 15 over 40 years ago and experienced it again a few times in her adult life. This is one of the reasons she's passionate about serving others. Kimberly also has 2 master's degrees and writes tons of grants, and she's fantastic. So without further ado, Kimberly, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us all about what you're doing in McLean County to help the homeless. I think you're on mute.
Am I mute? Oh, well. Okay, I'm not on mute anymore. Hi, you guys. Okay, just so you know, I have 3 monitors in front of me. My presentation is direct and you guys are off to the right. And then, so that monitor is sleeping. So if I'm talking to you and I look this way, it's because that's where you are. So I'm gonna try to modify that page just a little bit so that if any of you want to talk, just pipe in and ask as we go. And I will share my screen. Dorothy, can you enable share screening?
I think, Michelle, can you make her the host?
Oh, you don't have to make me host. Just go down to the green button where it says share screen. And there'll be an option to allow others to share.
You are on there now.
Great. I'm going to share my screen, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I was hoping that I would have time to pull up my family, but maybe I'll do that. Dorothy, maybe you can pull a picture off of Facebook. I started in the field of disabilities and education, homelessness. My story begins when I was 15 years old, 4 months away from turning 16. I was standing in the living room of our 2-bedroom apartment in Hawaii where I grew up. And my mother said on a Wednesday, she said, you have until Saturday, basically she said Friday, to find a new place to live. And I wasn't an outrageous child. I might have got, done a few little things here and there, but I was a good kid and I went to school. And I just needed a little bit of guidance and a little bit of attention. Never got arrested, at least officially. But, I wasn't a problem kid. But over my years, I realized through talking to other people in my life that my mother never really wanted kids. And as I dealt with that identity and attachment issues and all of that, I came to a realization when I had my children, and my boys were 4 and 5 when they went through a traumatic experience. And I had to decide what I was going to do. And that decision took a few years, but they were abused and I didn't know how to deal with it. I was a young mom. By 18, I had 2 babies. Then my next one didn't come until 14 years later. What that enabled me to realize as I went through this process is how this is really funny. If you know anything about me, You know, I'm having problems with my voice. I got COVID and, you know, we're not going to get into all that, but I have what they call COVID asthma, and it affects my speech. And so sometimes I'm going to come in and sometimes I'm going to come out in all of this. But I will at least try to clear myself and make it possible for you to hear me. Now, Dorothy knows how I speak, so if I'm not clear on something, she'll help. But what I realized, even till today, is our voice is so important. Our voice is not only important for us, it's important for those around us. And I lost my voice, and I'm going to lose it through this presentation, and I apologize in advance. But that's my life, and it's going to be a part of my story going forward. So what is the What If Project? I recognize there are significant needs in our community. And specifically, when it deals with families who have children experience homelessness. Homelessness can be found in so many environments, and we don't even know it. And I'll tell you, like, if you know someone who's living with someone to kind of, for economic reasons, to save money, that person theoretically, by definition of one law or another, is homeless. They're just bunking up for economic reasons or whatever that be it. But what I realized with our grant, we are required to reach out and identify and remove barriers in the school system. The problem is it's bigger than the school system. And that's where this came in. Someone said, Kimberly, you want some money? You know, we got an opportunity to house families. And you know what? I jumped all over it because it's my passion to make sure our kids go to school. So what if, this is the test to get out of today's meeting. What if had money to support you getting into homes or to support you to be stably housed? And that's the foundation of this grant. There are 6 major categories under our funding stream under HUD, and we represent 3 of them: street outreach, rapid rehousing, and homelessness prevention. When you think of street outreach, what do you think of? Everybody knows the guys with the tents over by the Shell on West Market. But do you know the families sleeping in the cars outside of Cedar Ridge? We pretend we don't see things, but we really do. And I want to encourage you all to be a voice for our community, because my voice is here to help families get the services and supports they need. So with this money, I said, I want to serve at least 100 families. Well, let me tell you what, that was pretty optimistic from a standpoint of money, because as you will see, as we go further, I spent a lot of money on a few families, but our ultimate goal is to get to 100 families. I think I'm there, but to actually serve them through the housing process where I provide financial resources is developing. So we do street outreach, and we also support families who are in a rental situation but are being evicted. We'd like to find some way to mediate and mitigate the issues between the landlord and tenant by supporting with financial resources and some case management. And by the way, any case management done through this program is really neat, because my staff are not case managers. So I wanted to give you numbers. So right now, I've served 20 people who are existing renters. And under the homeless category for homeless services, you can see I have literally homeless all the way down to imminent risk, which is actually renters. And I didn't recode this stuff, but attempting to flee domestic violence. I want to point out to you that 2 of my families attempting to flee domestic violence are what? What are they, guys? What sex are they? I need an answer. I have 2 families attempting to flee domestic violence.
Male.
And don't ever blink an eye away from it, because you know that this happens. And one of the hardest populations to serve in the domestic violence situation is a gentleman. And for so many reasons we're not getting into today. But I want you to know that homelessness exists across the board. And people trying to flee domestic violence is also a category through homeless prevention. So under our program, and this is where you want me, I have financial resources to pay the first month's deposit and a few months rent, depending on the family situation. And in that, there is an agreement with the landlord that we're gonna pay them. And even when the landlord is like on the fence, like, I really don't wanna do this, why are they, I can even kind of incentivize him. And that's the language, or convince him otherwise, or bribe him, whatever you wanna call it. It's bribery, but it's in the language of incentive. So we can provide incentives to landlords to make this possible. And that is also a mechanism to cushion them a little bit for lost rent. The other thing that I don't have up here, and I really want to show you, I'm going to pull it up right now, is my form, because you all need to understand that I don't just give out rent money. Yes, beautiful. January or month 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I sharing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm the tenant, or I will tell the landlord, I'll pay you 3 months future rent. In their average mind will say 3 months future rent from today would be like all of March, all of April, and all of May. Okay, well, yes and no. If I dump 3 months of rent in the tenant's hand, what's going to happen on month 4? The full rent when they're already struggling. And one of the things with our grant is they don't necessarily even have to have income. I can still house them. But the goal under case management would be to increase financial resources and get them applying for HUD, and not just say apply for HUD. I mean, come on, people. Have you looked at the HUD website? It's impossible to understand. Even for the most educated people. I hold 2 master's degrees and I'm not balking at that. But I'll tell you what, these websites, they're horrendous. So what needs to happen is we need to take a little bit more time and figure out exactly where the family needs to go. And yes, it's a little investigation, a little bit more time on our part, maybe even an hour, but it gets our parents and our families who are in crisis right to the resource. So what I do with this is I take my 4 months or 3 months of rent and divide it across the year, so they're getting a rent subsidy, so that they have time to increase their financial resources, so that they have time to find the new job and they're not strapped. It's a lot easier to pay $400 of an $800 rent than it is an $800 rent on the 4th month, because the last 3 months you got free rent. And what I found is a lot of landlords love that. And but so this is the kind of stuff that we provide. In real intensive cases where where there's no income at all, then I get into a lot more supportive services and funding things with families. Oh, to date, now I'm gonna estimate, I have successfully housed 16 families. But I will tell you, the average that I'm paying out on every family is about $8,000. Or one family I paid out like 12,000. So these families are coming to us. They are coming to us with arrearage. They're coming to us with back utility stuff and all of that. So those are some of the things I can help with on back utilities, where LIHEAP might only pay $1,200, Well, I can pay 6 months of the previous in arrears, and then LIHEAP can pick up what I can't and move forward. So, but there's a lot of costs involved with this. So if anybody ever wants to complain about my services, come have a talk with me. Because when you walk in my shoes, you'll understand. I've committed my life to this. I work a lot of hours, and this is what I do. I handhold families when they need their hands held, and I connect them with resources, because you know what, folks? They're in crisis, and we all handle crisis differently. And we have to be able to bend and manipulate our approaches and our styles and our responses to be able to yield a positive response from a family. So here's my program. I'm going to wrap it up by showing you, I put this little brochure together. And the What If Project, individuals and families experiencing homelessness are provided supports to work towards housing stability and educational success. Housing stability is the HUD, educational success is our mission. So it is under a housing first model, which means basically we're going to put you at a home ASAP. And the problem we have in McLean County is there's no homes that are affordable. And those that are affordable are not available because other people have taken them. And then we have issues of criminal backgrounds, bad credit, evictions, all kinds of stuff that gets muddled into an approval for an application. So it is not easy. And but I do have 5 families and 1 landlord's properties. So I built that relationship with that landlord. So basically, this is our brochure, and I'll make sure you guys get the electronic copy of it. It's pretty straightforward. We can basically serve all 4 categories right now. And then you ask me, how am I going to get a family to you? Folks, if you really want my services, this is what I need you to do. Pretty much a one-man show, even though I have staff in the field. They're concentrating on truancy and supporting me in the homeless area. I want you to make the referral yourself. So on our website, ROE17.org, and let me share this screen. I didn't realize I wasn't sharing it. On this website right here at the top, you'll see these 2 pictures on the front screen. The one that says Truancy, Homeless, and Outreach, that's the one that you want to go to our website. And that did not work, but hold on. I'm sharing. Here's our live website. Just go right here to Truancy and Homeless Outreach, make a referral. And by the way, you can check out our PD and all that kind of stuff. We got all kinds of stuff. But right here, how to make a referral, it's in red. And it's a Google online form. If you don't know the information, just NA it, and put a 0. I don't care, get past it. This referral is set up for the school system to make the referral so that all my referrals for homelessness and truancy come together. So there's a few quirks. The whole first section will be about schools. Just ignore that and move on. So now you should see me, right? I'm no longer sharing. I'm going to give you just a couple minutes to ask me a couple questions, and I know we need to move on.
Do you?
Sorry.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I work at LifeSilt. What age, or does the family have to have children that are actively enrolled in school to qualify for your program?
A very good question. Our program targets age 3 to 21. So if there is a kid turning 3, I mean, you know, I have a lot of families, but what I've been doing is in all of my families, the most at need right now. You know, I got, like, you saw my stats. So there's no first come, first serve anymore. It's the most at need. And I'll give you an example. I have a family of 4 who's sheltered in a hotel. And then I have a family of 5 who has a high risk pregnancy. Who am I gonna house first? I'm sorry, family of 4, we gotta protect the kids. So in that case, any child who is age 3 to 21, registered or not in school, can come to my program. If they're turning 3 and, you know, just call me, we'll get it. I'm the gatekeeper. There's no other gatekeeper. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that question.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for all of this. This is like amazing. What I did have a question is, what about the ones that's sharing partial custody? So what if the kiddos don't live in the household full time, but they still could benefit because they have experienced some DV and they are facing eviction? Would that be a case that you would like for us to refer over to you? I'm sorry, I'm getting that with Prairie State Legal.
No, don't be sorry. Yes, refer them. If custody and one parent is the parent who's being evicted and whatnot, we absolutely want to support them. And I make the way I can get through that kind of situation is just statements from the family explaining that situation. But I'll tell you, for every one that you think of, there's 12 more out there. And this money that I have right now is limited. And so I am in conversation right now with, I have spent my rapid rehousing money and homeless prevention money. I'm down to basically zero. So I'm getting another $250,000 today. So I have had, if you've emailed me, you've gotten a response saying I don't have money, get on the wait list kind of thing. Well, I took that down today and you'll get a new response. But we're gonna help as many people as we possibly can. And we partner with Prairie State for their eviction clinics on Wednesdays. And if there's tenants in those situations that we can support, they know how to get a hold of me directly to make that happen. And that goal would be keeping them in their existing rental. So for that mom who has partial custody, I would help her or him.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. Good Lord, you're giving us a wealth of information. You'll probably get hit with a lot of emails, so get ready. But this is vital to our community right now. There's so many homeless people, and all of us on this screen are trying to help people that are homeless in one fashion or another. So thank you again for all the information and data. Can't thank you enough.
Dorothy, thank you everybody for your time.
You're wonderful. Thank you. All right. Any more questions for her? And if not, I'm going to jump over to finding out announcements in the community and introductions. Okay. Well, and I had that question. What do you look forward to doing in the spring, whenever it gets here, hopefully next month or this month? So I'll start with Michelle.
Hello, I am Michelle with the Bloomington Public Library. And what I'm looking most forward to in the spring is a huge renovation here at the library that starts in April. Everybody's cleaning out. It's like a huge spring cleaning around here. We have gotten rid of so much paper and extra stuff because we're going to be consolidating to half of the library. So the other half can be worked on, renovated over the next year. And then we'll all move to the other side, and there'll be renovation on this side of the library too. So I'm looking forward to it. That's also the thing I'm most worried about. So just having to, that's going to be a lot of stress on our staff. And so we're looking for ways to alleviate that. We have a lot of good things going on here at the library. We have a back to work series that we're still working on. With that coming down and we will be putting a lot of the hotspots that were available for the patrons who were taking those classes will now be put in for the general public. So if anybody wants to get hotspots, they are available for free from actually both libraries. So let us know if you need anything.
Don't forget your question about spring.
Oh, I did. That was my renovation. I'm so excited about the renovation.
Oh, I'll go with it. How about you, Shannon? Any announcements? Shannon Garlick.
Good morning or afternoon. Shannon Garlock with McLean County Health Department Behavioral Health Programs. I don't have any announcements other than we still have a BH specialist position still available. And I am most excited about spring, about started planting. I love fresh herbs, fresh vegetables, and I can't wait to get my hands dirty.
That sounds good. Do you have tomatoes?
I do, yes.
Okay, save a bag for me.
You know it, Dorothy. I sure will.
Thank you. Shannon T.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm with LifeSil. I'm the independent living advocate. I think it was Erin from Prairie State also said that they can kind of help stretch funds. Kimberly, I'd also like to let you know, we still do have some CARES Act funds. So if the family has a person with a disability in the family, we can kind of stretch that a little bit that way. I see you kind of.
Can we get a wheelchair paid for? Let me tell you a family I put in money at. They have 4 kids with autism and mom believes she has autism too. She's out in a hotel because we're looking to get into HUD housing and the wait list is much far shorter. By the way, outreach your neighboring communities for HUD housing resources. But she carries her daughter on her back and she's 24 and she's a traumatic brain injury child. She was in college and got hit with a stiletto heel in the head and it basically crippled her. So she is not ambulatory. She can hold, but she needs a wheelchair and I don't know how to get one.
Medicare won't pitch in or help with that. Okay. We can talk.
I'll catch up with you.
Yeah, reach out to me. I'll put my stuff in the chat. But yeah, LifeSil, we still have our equipment loan program, which people can borrow equipment, but Kimberly, sometimes we just write it off and give it away. So that's why I want to talk to you about that. And then yeah, we're starting to see people in the building as long as they're fine with staying masked and they answer some screening questions. And then I'm really looking forward to being outside more. My kids, I just joined the 1,000 Hours Outside Facebook page. So trying to like match kids' TV time, which is apparently like 1,000 hours a year. So with matching their outside time with that is kind of the goal of this group, to like give parents encouragement to get outside with your kids instead of in screens. So I'm excited. They're loving it.
That's a good idea. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to share that with my groups and my parents so they can see if they can join. That's great. Erin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Erin Duncan. I'm an attorney with Prairie State and have been working closely with Kimberly. I put some information in the chat there. If you have any questions about our courthouse eviction clinic, I'd be happy to answer those. Just moving along with a lot of housing work here. Also, just agency-wide, we're doing protective orders and criminal sealing and expungement. Gaynette should still be on the call. She's got some exciting things going on with her community navigator program. But I'm doing a lot on the housing side, so feel free to reach out if you need to. And I'm looking forward to getting outside more too. I moved from Oregon last June and I did okay in the summer, but I'm starting to feel a little cooped up, wishing I had some forests to go roam in. So I think I maybe need to get down south and go to Garden of the Gods or something sometime soon.
Thank you so much, Erin. Gaynette, you want to follow?
Absolutely. So I am Gaynette Hoskins, the community advocate for Prairie State Legal Services. Updates, as we know, it's Second Chance Month, so we will have a couple presentations for next month, a couple on-site intakes, want to partner with a couple people. So if you have any events that you think we may be able to come on and do on-site intakes, provide presentations or information, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I do not mind doing pop-ups at all. Also, we do have, I think Erin spoke on this a little bit, the community navigator training coming up in the next week. Well, yeah, this Friday actually, and we are already done with that class. It's full to capacity. However, if you are interested in learning more about civil legal aid, navigating through resources, working with clients through a client-centered perspective, which most of us do, but it's always good to get some additional training. The stipend is $125. We pay you to come to training. So if you are interested in something like that, that next session will be out maybe April or May. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me. If you need. Also, like Erin said, we are doing those on-site ceilings. So if you feel like you are working with a population that is struggling a lot with criminal backgrounds or trying to understand how to get their stuff sealed, please do not hesitate. Like I said, I pull up. And what I'm happy for on spring is this is going to be my first year attempting to garden. If you know me, you know dang on well, I'm not playing in no dirt, but for the most part, like I'm going to try it. So I'm excited for that.
Thank you, Daynette. You always have good info. Abby.
You caught me trying to multitask. Let's see. I'm looking forward to this spring. I'm running my first marathon relay. So training for that right now. I'm with Unit 5, a family educator moving from Oakdale, the K-5 building, to Brigham Early Learning throughout this spring. So the biggest thing on our plate right now is just encouraging your clients who have students in Unit 5 to get registered. It helps to project those classroom numbers for the upcoming school year with the staffing changes. I'm sure that you all probably saw in that special board meeting last week. And just thank you for sharing the 1,000 hours outside. I love that idea.
Thank you, Abby.
Yes.
Kaylee.
Hello, I'm Kaylee from Project Oz. Not much really happening here. We still have our Livingston County, McLean County homeless youth position open, working with 18 to 23. I'm actually going to be helping be that position for a little bit. So anybody you refer over, I'll know exactly, can tell them what to expect. And what I'm most looking forward to spring, I have a lot of fun activities planned, like concerts and stuff, but one of my best friends moved to Nashville last year, and it was super sad, but she's coming back for Easter. So I think that's what I'm most excited about. So good to see her.
And maybe you can go to Nashville.
That's the plan, but gas has got to
cut
it out with that.
It's almost $5.
I know. That's too much.
Way too much. Kat?
My name is Kat Hayes. I'm a project coordinator over with McLean County ROSC. I am now working on recruiting people for one of our newest work groups. We are looking to recruit people for giving us advice, opinions, ideas, concerns, anything they might think would give us value in establishing a recovery community center for McLean County. The idea of that is it's a one-stop and shop to go ahead and provide services for people who are in recovery or seeking recovery from addiction. And that's going to be kind of stuff that isn't covered by 12-step programs or treatment. With that, the work group just started. So if anybody is interested in joining, we're looking for anybody and everybody who might have some ideas to share with us. I'll go ahead and drop my email in the chat. And then the thing that I am looking forward to for spring, very simple thing, but it makes me very happy. I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful spring flowers and the changing from the very drab gray into green and just color again.
Yes, I agree with you. We need some colors and some green grass. I never thought I'd appreciate it, but I do. Just anything green. Thank you. Dan?
Afternoon. Within the McLean County ROSC, which most of you know, but it's recovery oriented systems of care, and we're just a coalition of different
Dan, I think you're
professionals
cutting in and
volunteers
out.
to bring recovery oriented. Okay, I'll keep it short then. The only things I wanted to plug were just some of our support groups. We have our Bridges All Recovery Family Group on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And I'll put that information in chat. We also have our Smart Recovery and LGBTQ plus recovery meetings restarting up. The pathogram has specific information on when, where, and then our next ROSC Council meeting is a week from today at 3:30 p.m. Feel free to email Angie or myself if you would like to be invited and don't have that on your calendar. And then also a quick plug, June 24th and 25th, we're bringing in some nationwide kind of circuit speakers up here to do a big book workshop. It's a breakdown of the Alcoholics Anonymous literature, but it's not just for people from the physical, mental, spiritual dimensions. So I would encourage people who work in the field of addiction recovery to consider attending. We're going to try and make sure there's CEUs for it and that kind of thing, but it really helps the literature come alive. And if we sort of wonder why people always quote that book or refer certain lines or pages, I think it just would make us all a more well-rounded counselor, having some of that information. So that's all. Thank you.
Dan,
Hopefully
can
you
you
heard
put
some
your
of that.
email in the chat so people can
Sure.
reach out? And what's your favorite thing about spring if you can get it in?
Oh yeah, I knew there was something I was forgetting. Baseball. Hopefully the owners and players can get their act together and start playing soon, but easily baseball for me.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you. Angie?
Made some of the updates.
Oh, okay. Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa with the Alzheimer's Association. Our only update, I think, really is just that, we're really excited to be back in person. Our programs and support groups are going back in person on April 1st. And then I can start meeting people in person now. So I'm just really looking at continuing to grow the Walk to End Alzheimer's. If you have any questions about that, that'll be October 8th out at Heartland College. And then we do have our Caregiver Conference coming up on May 19th. It's a Thursday evening, and that's for anyone that is a caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's or other dementia, for families, not professional caregivers. But that's coming up on Thursday, May 19th. And if you would like to be involved with that, or if you would like to, be able to share that information with anyone, our registration should be coming soon. So I'll put my email in the chat so we can connect.
Thank you, Lisa. And what do you like about spring?
Oh, that's right. Well, my birthday is the first day of spring. My birthday is March 20th. So I always liked that. And then really excited, I don't know the last time we took our dog for a walk. So I'm sure she's very excited to get going for walks again too.
Oh, great. Good things. Violet?
Hello, I'm Violet Pavlik with Path Crisis Center. I think the biggest thing going on with Path right now is that we are hiring a ton of staff for 988. For those of you who haven't heard, Path was awarded the 988 grant to cover the entire state of Illinois with NSPL coverage. So before, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline was this long 800 number, and then starting July 1st, it's going to be just 988, that 3-digit number. So we are hiring a really large call center, and there's still a lot of positions open for 988 call specialists and other management positions as well. We posted that in the pathogram. So if anybody has any more questions about that, they can check the pathogram, or if they want to post announcements, you can always email me and I can put that in there. And that's mostly it. My favorite thing about spring, or what I'm looking forward to, is also walking my dog on nice long walks in forest preserves. I love doing that.
Wow, that would be fun.
Mhm.
Thank you, Violet.
Yep.
Nastasha.
Hello, everyone. It's Nastasha from Stepping Stones. The updates that we have is along with coordinating or trying to make the city blue. We will be raising awareness for sexual assault, SAM, next month. We have a few events coming to the month of April, or coming in the month of April. And then as soon as I get those updates, I will send them to Michelle or Chantel.
Okay, thank you. And what's your favorite thing about spring?
So I am a March baby as well, Lisa. Birthday is March 21st, as well as my son. So we share that birthday. And I think that's the most exciting thing about spring, is us celebrating together. So.
Oh, what a great spring start off. Joanna.
Hi, everybody. My name's Joanna. I work at the Salvation Army here in Bloomington. Excuse me. A couple of updates that we have. I just wanted to share that we still have our food pantry and hygiene pantry open every Monday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., 9 to 3, Mondays and Wednesdays. So folks can bring an ID and a piece of mail and visit us once every 30 days for food items and once every 90 days for those kind of hygiene or household items. That might include baby items like diapers and baby wash, as well as cleaning supplies, as well as toothpaste, laundry soap, other things that maybe link resources limit the purchase of. As far as staffing, we do have a couple of updates. Our current Pathway of Hope case manager has actually made the choice to move to a different role in another agency. So we will be hiring for that soon. So her last day with us will be Friday for the Pathway of Hope program. And we are very soon to hire somebody to kind of help assist manage the financial assistance requests. As many people have already talked about, the demand kind of exceeds a lot of the resources available here for us. So looking forward to having somebody that is dedicated just to that program, whereas before it's been a little bit of a smattering of a bunch of people coming together to try to keep those requests filled. As of right now, we aren't really taking any new applications, although if you have somebody that was impacted by perhaps like a flood, a fire, domestic violence, those types of triage cases, we can look into serving those. I think that's about all I have. Spring, I am in grad school right now, so like just doing a summer semester and just looking forward to the one little spring break I get until I graduate. So that's about it for me.
Okay, thank you, Joanna. Good luck with the whole grad school thing. I'm with you, but I gotta wait till December. Help. So sending happy thoughts your way. Angie.
Hey everyone, I heard Dan give some of the updates. Angie Chesensky, sorry I had a phone call. Kim, I just want to say great presentation. Thank you for filling in some of the gaps in McLean County for the housing needs. I will definitely be visiting your website. Can you drop the actual website into the chat box too? Sorry, I had a phone call. Updates for the ROSC, like I said, Dan covered some of them, and we are in the process of applying for a grant. So I'll be giving an update next week at the ROSC council meeting about transitional services, trying to secure a brick and mortar building for our recovery community center. So stay tuned. I know, very exciting, and it's so exciting to hear all the updates, and that really kind of, I guess, piggybacks into what I'm excited about spring is the vitamin D. I love the sun shining. It just puts me in a good mood no matter what. So it's great to see all you fabulous humans. Keep on fighting the fight.
Thank you, Angie. Jessica Martin.
Hey everybody, Jessica Martin, Residential Services Coordinator for MCCA and the Countering Domestic Violence Program. As of now, I don't really have any new updates. It's pretty much the same. We're still needing an adult therapist and potentially a part-time residential advocate as well for some evenings and weekends availability. I would say my favorite thing about spring, I am also a March baby, but my birthday is tomorrow, so not on spring, but still, I look forward to it. It's fun. But I would say I'm gonna be with Dan on the baseball and also March Madness. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time March Madness is starting on my birthday, so I'm beyond pumped at this point. So yeah, fingers crossed Illinois can move through the bracket and make it farther than we did last year.
All righty. Well, happy birthday to you, Jessica.
Thank
Celebrating
you.
all these March birthdays. Woo. That's the month. All right, Mary Tackett.
Hi, everyone. I am looking forward to not having to wear my big puffy coat. That's what I am really looking forward to for this spring. At Western, I'm sorry, I'm from Western Avenue Community Center. We have a few exciting partnership presentations coming up for the Spanish speaking families in our community. So if any of your clients are Spanish speaking, please send this information their way. We've partnered with ISAC, the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. They've come to the center about 2 times now, and they're slotted to come 3 other times to talk about financial assistance for students going into college, talking about DACA, talking about, how to fill out a FAFSA. They've given a presentation to our Latina support group, our Mamás Hogareñas group, but we'd love to open that up to the public to get this information out to more people. And then we also have an ITIN workshop that's being presented by the Immigration Project. We're lucky to partner with them. And the ITIN is an international individual tax ID number. It's for individuals who can't get a social security number, but it allows them to register and pay their taxes without that social security number. And so that workshop is about how to acquire that ITIN number. And that is on Monday, the 14th from 5 to 6 at the center. And I sent flyers out today to Chantel. So hopefully you guys will be getting those in the meantime, but that's all right now.
Thank you, Mary. Let's see here. Miss Whitney.
Hi, everybody. My name is Whitney Cheshire, and I am the Bloomington Normal Economic Development Council's Community Marketing Manager. So it's nice to see all of you. I guess what I'm looking forward to with spring the most is that my husband and I are big morel mushroom scavengers. So we go out and hunt for mushrooms. No hunting involved. You're just going and looking for mushrooms and then picking them. So that's what we look forward to in April every single year. I don't have any updates other than the EDC is hosting this week 8 community branding focus groups. So essentially they are hour-long sessions where we're having different individuals from all over the community come in with our consulting team just to do some easy questions about what Bloomington Normal means to you. And this is going to help us in the future kind of develop a new community branding. If that is something that you would be interested in, we have times tomorrow and Thursday. I will put my email in the chat. We definitely want to make sure that the social service community is represented on these focus groups. So I'll again put my email in the chat. If you're interested in Yes, Kat, morel mushrooms are delicious deep fried. I do see that in the chat. I will put it in the chat. If you're interested, please shoot me an email. I'll send you a list of the available times, and hopefully we can get you in.
Thank you, Whitney, and congrats on your new job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Lakeisha. I think your internet just went out, or your. So I'll jump around and see if I can come back. Sherry.
Hello, I'm Sherry Gordon Harris. I'm a community liaison with Health Alliance. And only thing we pretty much have going on, we have some Medicare webinars. We have one coming up next week on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, just high level information on Medicare for those aging in or those that want to know a little more about it. That's pretty much it. We're starting to get more out into the community in person. And so one of the things I'm excited about for spring is the developing of the flowers. I think it may be developing, but the very first sign of the flowers when they pop up gets me excited. So, or the first bloom flower is what I like about spring. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Sherry. Do you have a flyer for that Medicare information that we could send out to Chantel?
I can get one and have it sent. Yes.
Okay, thank you. John.
Yes, hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've been on here. I'm John Weimers with justserve.org. It's a website that matches volunteers with organizations that need them. And I'm the coordinator of that website for West Central Illinois. We have 35 or 40 organizations on our web page so far. We're looking for some more organizations in the Bloomington area, in McLean County, and so if you're an organization that uses volunteers and you'd like some free advertising, a page on our website is no cost or obligation. I'd really like to work with you and help you attract volunteers to your organization. So I'm posting my contact information in the chat. If you'd like to get a hold of me, I can talk to you on the phone or visit you in person, whichever is more comfortable for you. But I love seeing all you folks doing good things for good people, and I know how it is. What I'm looking forward to this spring is getting my fingers dirty in the ground. I love to garden. I've got a campground that I own across the road, and I'm looking forward to getting out and cleaning up the trails so we can do some hiking. Our little community of Ellisville is getting ready for a fall arts and crafts festival in April. And we've got just a lot of things. It's my favorite time of year, spring is. So spring has sprung, the grass is riz.
Thank you, John. That trail sounds like fun. You have to send us more information.
And we got mushrooms out there too.
Oh.
I was also going to point out that Lakeisha had put in the chat that they're currently taking applications. They have a technology program for their senior residents that will be a series of lunch and learns. Our grandparents group will be hosting a lunch for youth on March 23rd during the noon hour.
Thank you, Lakeisha. Janessa.
Hi, everybody. I'm Janessa. I work with Livingston Housing Authority as well with the FSS, which is Family Self-Sufficiency Program. I don't have any major updates right now outside of I'm still looking for new participants to join the program where you can work on your goals as well as earn money as you reach those goals. And I guess that ties into why I'm excited for the spring, because I can do more outreach. There's no snow on the ground. I can get outside and share the program. It's hard, when during this winter weather to, you know, get out and do my outreach. So I'm always recruiting.
Thank you, Janessa.
Thank you.
There's a lot of information in the chat, and I hope everybody's had a chance to kind of hone in on what they would like to gather as information. So we've made it to 1 o'clock. Have I missed anybody? I think I got everybody. So I will see you all next month, second Tuesday of the month, 12 to 1. And I look forward to you all. You are all amazing what you do. Can't say enough about the groups that do the programs you do for people. So enjoy the spring. My happiest point is just everything green and the sun shining and being able to get out. A lot of your sentiments exactly. So I'll see you all next month and have a good month in March.
Thank you, everyone.